without actually doing the full division. These rules make math quicker and easier. Let's start with divisibility by 2. A number is divisible by 2 if its last digit or digit at one's place is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Let's take an example. 2053. Here the digit at one's place is 3, which is not 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Hence the number is not divisible by 2. Let's take another example. 510. Here the digit at one's place is 0, which comes under the divisibility rule. Hence this number is divisible by 2. So we can also say all even numbers are divisible by 2 and odd numbers are not divisible by 2. By 3. First, add up all the digits in the number. If the sum is divisible by 3, then the number is also divisible by 3. Let's take an example. 2053. When we add all the digits of 2053, it makes 10. In the table below, you can see 10 is not the multiple of 3. So, we can say 2053 is not divisible by 3. Let's take another example. 510. If we add all the digits of 510, it makes 6. And in the table below, you can see 6 is the multiple of 3. So we can say 510 is divisible by 3. Isn't that easy? Divisibility by 4. A number is divisible by 4 if the last two digits of the number is 00 or form a number that is itself divisible by 4. For example, 6400. Here, the last two digits of the number is 00, which comes under divisibility rule. So, we can say 6400 is divisible by 4. Let's take another example. 2038. Here, the last two digits of the number is 38. In the table below, we can see 38 is not a multiple of 4. So, we can say 2038 is not divisible by 4. Let's take one more example. 528. Here, the last two digits of the number is 28, which is a multiple of 4. So, we can say 528 is divisible by 4. This one is simple. A number is divisible by 5 if its last digit is 0 or 5. Let's take an example. 2050. Here, the last digit of the number is 0, which comes under divisibility rule. So, we can say 2050 is divisible by 5. Let's take another example. 535. Here, the last digit of the number is 5, which comes under divisibility rule. So, we can say 535 is divisible by 5. Just to make it clear, here comes one more example. 5053. Here, the last digit of the number is 3, which is not 0 or 5. So, we can say 5053 is not divisible by 5. Divisibility by 6. A number is divisible by 6 if it satisfies two conditions simultaneously. One, it's divisible by 2. Second, it's divisible by 3. Let's take an example. 282. Here, the last digit of the number is 2, which shows the number is divisible by 2. For the second condition, we have to check the divisibility by 3. For this, we need to add all the digits of the number, which is 2 plus 8 plus 2, which makes 12. 12 comes in the table of 3, so the number is divisible by 3. As both the conditions are coming true, the number is divisible by 6. Let's take another example. 496. For the first condition, the number ends with 6, which is divisible by 2. So this number is divisible by 2. For the second condition, we have to check the divisibility by 3. For this, we have to add all the digits. When we add all the digits of the number, it makes 19, which do not comes under the table of 3. So, this number is not divisible by 3. As both the conditions are not true, the number is not divisible by 6. Here comes one more example. 473. For the first condition, we have to check the divisibility by 2. The last digit of the number is 3. So, this number is not divisible by 2. For the second condition, we have to check the divisibility by 3. When we add all the digits of the number, it makes 14, which do not comes under the table of 3. So we can say this number is also not divisible by 3. As both the conditions are not true, hence the number is not divisible by 6. Take the last digit of the number, double it and subtract that number from the rest of the number. If the result is divisible by 7, then the original number is 2 divisible by 7. Let's take an example. 203. First, we have to double the last digit. The last digit is 3 and if we double 3, it makes 6. Second, we have to subtract it from the remaining number. The remaining number is 20. When we subtract 6 from 20, it makes 14. We can see 14 is divisible by 7. So, 203 is also divisible by 7. Let's take an example of a 4-digit number, 1855. First, we have to double the last digit, which is 5. When we double 5, it makes 10. Second, we have to subtract 10 from the remaining number. The remaining number is 185. When we subtract 10 from 185, it makes 175. For 175, we will repeat the same procedure as we did with 1855. Now, for 175, we will take the last digit of the number, which is 5, and double it. It makes 10. The remaining number is 17. When we subtract 10 from 17, it makes 7. As 7 is divisible by 7, so we can say 1855 is also divisible by 7. Now let's take an example of 5-digit number, 32875. With the same procedure, double the last digit and subtract it from the rest, we get 3287 minus 10, which makes 3277. Again, repeating the same procedure with 3277, we get 327 minus 14, which makes 213. Just by looking at 2 and 3, we can't tell is this number divisible by 7 or not. So, repeat the same procedure. Now we get 21 minus 6, which is 15. 15 is not divisible by 7. So, we can say 32875 is not divisible by 7. Isn't that tricky but easy? A number is divisible by 8 if its last 3 digits form a number that is divisible by 8 or have triple zero. Let's take an example. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, the last 3 digits of the number are 4, 5, 6. When we divide 4, 5, 6 from 8, it gives 57. As 4, 5, 6 is divisible by 8, so the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is divisible by 8. Let's take another example. 93270. Here, the last three digits of the number are 270. When we divide 270 from 8, it gives a remainder. So, 93270 is not divisible by 8. Let's take another example. 45000. Here, the last three digits of the number are 000. So, by looking at the number, we can say this number is divisible by 8. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of all the digits of a number is divisible by 9. For example, 5184. When we add all the digits of the number, it makes 18. 18 is divisible by 9. So, 5184 is 2 divisible by 9. Let's take one more example. 36574. When we add all the digits of the number, it makes 25. 25 is not divisible by 9. So, 36574 is 2 not divisible by 9. A number is divisible by 10 if and only if it ends in 0. For example, 5184. Here, the last digit of the number is 4, which is not 0. So, this number is not divisible by 10. Let's take one more example. 36570. Here, the last digit of the number is 0, which comes under divisibility rule of 10. So, this number is divisible by 10. A number is divisible by 11 if the alternating sum of its digit is 0 or divisible by 11. Let's take an example. 3542. When we add 3 plus 4, it makes 7, and 5 plus 2, it makes 7. When we subtract 7 minus 7, it makes 0. As 0 comes under divisibility rule of 11, so the 3542 is divisible by 11. Let's take one more example. 36574. When we add alternate numbers like 3 plus 5 plus 4, it makes 12, and 6 plus 7, it makes 13. When we subtract 12 minus 13, it makes minus 1. Minus 1 do not comes under divisibility by 11. So, 36574 is not divisible by 11. Just to make it clear, here comes one more example. 51436. When we add alternate numbers like 5 plus 4 plus 6, it makes 15. And 1 plus 3, it makes 4. After subtracting 15 minus 4, it makes 11. As 11 is divisible by 11, so 51436 is also divisible by 11. Divisibility by 13. Just like divisibility by 7, this is also a two-step rule. In the first step, we have to remove the last digit of the number and multiply it by 9. Second step, subtract it from the rest of the number. If the result is divisible by 13, the original number is also divisible by 13. Let's take an example. 574. First, take the last digit of the number, that is 4. Multiply it by 9. It will become 36. Now, subtract 36 by 57. It will become 21. As 21 is not divisible by 13, 574 is not divisible by 13. Let's take an example of 4-digit number now. 7332. First, take the last digit of the number, that is 2. Multiply it by 9. It will become 18. Now, subtract 18 from 733. it will become 715. This number is still a big number. We can't identify if it is divisible by 13 by simply looking at it. So, we have to repeat the two-step procedure with 715. Multiply the last digit, that is 5, by 9. It will become 45. Subtract 45 by the remaining number, that is 71. It will become 26. 26 is divisible by 13. So, we can say that 7332 is divisible by 13. Divisibility by 17. This is also a two-step rule and it is similar to the divisibility rule of 13. But the only difference is in the step 1 we have to multiply the last digit of the number with 5, not 9. The step 2 is similar. Let's directly take an example. 574. Step 1. Take the last digit of the number, that is 4, and multiply it by 5. The answer will be 20. Step 2. Subtract 20 by 57. It will make 37. As 37 is not divisible by 17, the number 574 is also not divisible by 17. Let's take an example of 4-digit number 7344. First step, take the last digit of the number, that is 4, and multiply it by 5. It will become 20. Now subtract 20 by the rest of the number, that is 734. It will become 714. Still, the number is big. We can't identify if the number is divisible by 17 or not directly by looking at it. So, repeat the steps. By 714, take the last digit of the number, that is 4, and multiply it by 5, that will become 20. Subtract 20 by 71, it will become 51. 51 is divisible by 17. So, the number 7344 is also divisible by 17. Divisibility by 19. It is a two-step rule. In first step, take the last digit of the number and multiply it by 2. In second step, add the number with the remaining number. If you remember, in divisibility rule of 7, we follow the same two-step rules. But the only difference is that in the second step, we subtract the number with the remaining number. Here we add. So be careful while doing the divisibility by 19. Let's take an example. 475. Take the last digit of the number and multiply it by 2. It will become 10. Now add 10 with 47. It will become 57. As 57 is divisible by 19, so we can say 475 is also divisible by 19. Let's take an example of a 4-digit number. 8189. Take the last digit of the number, that is 9. Multiply it by 2. It will become 18. Now add 18 in 818. It will become 836. We cannot tell if 836 is divisible by 19 or not just by looking at it. So we have to repeat the steps again with 836. Take the last digit of the number, that is 6, and multiply it by 2. It will become 12. Now add 12 in 83. It will become 95. Since 95 is divisible by 19, so we can say 8189 is divisible by 19.